The NAACP wants to see the S.B.I. report of a Hendersonville police shooting that left a suspect wounded and bullet holes in a church as well as some homes. On the morning of March 8th, officers fired a hail of bullets at the suspect Fletcher Smiley. The investigation resulted in one officer fired, one suspended, and one reprimanded. But NAACP leaders want to see the results of the investigations to find out why the officers weren't charged with crimes. News 13's Cheryl Barber joins us with these new developments. Cheryl, the church still has bullet holes in it.
And that's why the NAACP wanted to hold their news conference here against the wall of that church where anyone can see those bullet holes. They're asking local, state, and federal officials to release the details about why only one officer was fired.
Shooting into occupied dwellings is a felony.
NAACP President Reverend Dr. William Barber says the police shooting incident here last March is far from over.
The DA did not mention whether the possible crimes of shooting into inhabited homes or defacing a venerable house of worship in the Green Meadows community were investigated.
Reverend Barber called for the release of the S.B.I. report given to District Attorney Jeff Hunt. Barber says the community has a right to know the details of the investigation that resulted in only one officer fired in what Barber calls a night of terror.
This cannot go undealt with. This is a shooting spree. It was turned into a war zone. Like, people were terrified. All over this church you see bullet holes. We don't pay police to go on shooting sprees. We don't pay them to engage in random shooting.
Reverend Barber also called for the city to release results of its internal investigation, but city officials say they made full disclosure June 25th in a news release, including the names of the officer fired, one suspended, one reprimanded.
I think the city's been very forthright about the fact that some mistakes were made that night, and we've been, I think, very transparent about how we held our officers accountable for that.
Ferguson points out that the city repaired bullet holes in homes hit by the gunfire, but the holes remain in the brick walls of Union Grove Baptist Church.
For right now, the church is just going to leave it as a reminder of what can go wrong.
Union Grove pastor Billy Waters says the community is behind the NAACP requests to require policies to keep this from happening again.
I think that there's still other measures that need to be put in place, and what they are, I don't really know, but it has to be better than what they have, because what they have did not work.
District Attorney Jeff Hunt says he has previously released his findings that no officer committed a crime. He says he turned the S.B.I. report over to defendant Fletcher Smiley and his attorneys, who are preparing for a trial. Now, NAACP leaders also plan to ask the U.S. Justice Department to investigate possible civil rights violations in these shootings. They're holding a meeting tonight here at the church to elect new leaders for Hendersonville's chapter of the organization. Reporting live in Hendersonville, I'm Cheryl Barber, News 13.